learn about our hip and current SSE tech stack.
Teach me more than I know.
Yeah.
I won't probably, but we'll try really hard to. All right. So, how does our website work? So,
Do you have a website?
we do. It's actually pretty cool. Yeah. So, for all of our stack content, which is like who's officers, what are, I don't know. That goes off at 6.
Oh.
Yeah, we have a script that does that. It's really cool. That's part of the website. So Jekyll converts all of our static site assets, like who's an officer. What else is there? I don't even know.
Constitution?
Yeah, the Constitution and all that stuff. That's all a markdown file, and then Jekyll just turns that into pages and serves it for us. That's written in Ruby. That's really nice. That doesn't need any development though, so don't get excited. The big portion of our website is our Node API. We have an API written in Node that handles who's a member, what events we're doing, our link shortener. It handles pretty much everything our website does that is dynamic, and it is quite an interesting project, and that's cool. And then, sitting on top of the API, we have a bunch of React apps that consume the API and allow you to add officers, events, gain memberships, and all that. That's written in React. And then, the way our code is currently deployed, this will be subject to change soon, is we have CircleCI watch all of our GitHub repositories, and when we push any branches, CircleCI automatically pulls down those branches, builds it, and then tests it. And by test, I mean run the linter, because we don't write tests. That would be stupid. That's something that needs to be done, write tests. And then, right now, currently CircleCI SSHs into our server and runs Docker restart, but that will be changing soon once Timbrook finishes it, because that's bad. Don't do that. So, that sounds cool, but how would I get started working on this website? Well, you imagine. So, if you wanted to start working on this website, you would need to go to the Google Dev Console. Now, you're probably thinking, well, what's that? So, on our Node API, on the RIT SSE GitHub page, we have our Node API, and bam, right here, you have to go to the Google Dev Console. This is pretty well documented. I'm just going to show you how it works. So you come here, and you're going to have to create an account. I already have an account, so I can't demo that. But you'll create a project, whatever the project name is, and then you'll be given to this page. And you'll have your project. So you want to enable and manage the APIs, and you'll go to credentials, and you'll add credentials. You'll have to create a credential here and add one. And then you'll get this, and you'll download the JSON. There's one other thing you have to do though. You have to actually, once you create it, you have to click on it, and you'll come in here, and you have to say where you want it to be hosted from. So for development purposes, you're going to want to put localhost 3000 on both of these, so that way Google actually knows where you should be coming from and where it should redirect you to when you're using Google Auth. That's something I should point out. We are using Google Auth for all of our sign-in purposes. We do that because we can then restrict it to the RIT subdomain of Google, which makes everything really simple. So you're going to want to download this JSON file and just save it somewhere for now. We'll do that. All right. So now, once you have a Google Dev Console taken care of, you can run the commands we write on GitHub. So this is the fun part now. This is where I try to actually do this, and we see if we can actually do it tonight. So we call it Alright, so now you want to move the Google.json file that I downloaded into Node API /keys. Bam. Alright, now we're set up. So now we come to the website, big GitHub, and we want to run Npm Install. This might take a while. Yeah.
I want to be in the directory.
Whoa. That's not what I want. Oh, stop. Alright. I got it. I figured it out. Alright, so Npm install. This is going to pull down all the dependencies needed for the load our API. We have a lot of them, so this might take anywhere from a few minutes on the RIT connection to 5 hours if you're not on the RIT internet. Because I think the Node API currently has 432 NPM dependencies. Spot on. So when this is done, So when this is done, all you have to do is you have to run keygen. You only want to run keygen once though. Keygen will generate a public and private key that you use for our SSL, and that's for what is it? No,
we
it's
use it
not.
for JSON Web Tokens.
Yeah, we use it for
It's
JSON
just
Web
for
Token. Yeah. I was like, no, it's not for SSL. It's for tokens. Yeah. That's not too well.
We press the fast forward button.
I mean, I wish, but then I wouldn't be doing it in real time, and it wouldn't fail spectacularly at some point.
Hey.
All right. Then we want to do npm run keygen, and I'll do exactly what I said, and hopefully it'll work. First try. It did work first try. Wow, look at that. Then we want to copy NPS. Wow. Then we want to run this command. This command's fun. I'll explain this command. Alright, so npm run bootstrap. This is going to set up your development database. So at this part, it says admin first name. You want to put your DCE here, which would probably be mine. Is that? Oh no. What the heck? Okay. Weird. What? Numlock was not on. Alright. And then you want to put your last name. Oh, that's not yours. Alright. So you set up that'll seed you into the database as the admin user, and then keygen checks. I don't know why that flag's there actually, that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't do anything, right?
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Kristen told me to put it there, but she's probably wrong. It doesn't actually do anything, so you don't need that flag. And then seed. And seed will seed the database with all the current officers. We have a file that does that. So then when you're running the development version of the database, you have everybody who's currently an officer in your database. And that will probably be it. So you run this, and then we pray that this actually works. Oh, looks like it worked. And there we go. And then, if we're lucky, we type npm start. And it's running. But you probably don't want to run this on port. Oh, okay. What?
Scroll up.
Yeah.
Show us the first one. He did.
Yeah. This is why this is so hard. This is why this is so hard.
You have something running on 3000 already.
Yeah, that's why. I was going to change it anyway. So you probably want to run this on port 2222. So to run any of our applications on a different port, what?
Sorry, these twos.
This is what I always run it on. I always run the API on 2222. So to run any of our applications on a different port other than 3000, you just specify port equals, and then you specify to bring it up. And I actually need to free up 3000, so. Alright. So now the API is happily running on port. There's nothing available though, because you know it's an API. So that's
Didn't you run it on 2222 and not 3000?
well, there's probably not going to be anything here anyway. But oh, there you go, error not found. But that's good. But yes, I did run on that. All right, now that probably isn't very helpful because you're probably going to need something more than just the API to develop for our website. So this is where we pull down an app, and I'll pull down an app that I know is actually going to work, which is events. So to do that, you'd go in here, you'd find which app you want. So we'll go through this. Node API is our API. Crazy Train is our, it used to be the Rails portion of it, but it is no longer that. So what Crazy Train does is we have a bunch of sub-repositories with Git submodules that are all of our pages. Crazy Train pulls from all those repositories, and every time you make a change to like an officer page or like the Constitution, it'll get put on master. Crazy Train will pull it down and redeploy itself with the new information. So that's using Jekyll. QDB is the QDB, which Brian is currently leading a team on to help develop. Currently, we don't have a QDB, but Brian's going to help fix that. If you want to work on that, you can talk to Brian, and you'll know how to after this talk.
That's the code database.
Yes, the quote database, the SSE quote database. It's really cool. It works with HitChat right now though, but there's no like web front end for it. Events is our event system. That's how events get put on the TV, how they get put on the website. Scoreboard 2.0 is how we track memberships. Who is a member, who isn't a member, who's winning. Officers is how we manage those pesky officers because, this is primary code. This is Crazy Train pages. These are all the pages that we pull down from. API client is how the front-end applications actually talk to the API. So this is a client that Kristen wrote that just gets imported by all the other front-end applications so they can easily talk to the API. Me is how you update yourself. That's a really stupid app. You probably never want to touch it. What?
Make it better.
I mean, it doesn't do anything. It's never going to do anything.
You can make it do something.
Alright, so we're going to pull down events. Alright. Okay, we'll talk about that later. So we want to pull down this. So alright. So just like every other thing, we want to first npm install. This has even more dependencies than the Ode API. This has 532 npm dependencies. So this could take a really long time if you're not on the RIT internet. But since we are, this probably won't take that long. So the way all of our apps currently work is we have a gulp file, .babel. You don't really have to worry about that. That's just something that Kristen wanted to do that I don't really agree with, but it's a thing. So the way you build an app is you'll type gulp, and then you have to pass it a few arguments, because we're using something in gulp called eventify, which takes any environment variables and is able to put those into your JavaScript. So in our client-side JavaScript, I can write things like process.environment.Google client ID, and obviously in the browser, that's not going to be in your environment. But gulp enify will see that in your environment and put it into your script and build that in. Gulp is also responsible on most for actually running an express server. So all of our client-side applications have a server.js file, which actually serves that app to the web at the / whatever the event name is. And yeah, I don't think events has it into the gulp script yet. I'll fix that tonight if it's not. But I know officers and another one have it so that when you start gulp, it'll automatically start the app. But that doesn't really happen right now, which is nice. Alright, once you have everything npm installed, you come to the readme. This one doesn't have a readme, so we'll go to a different one. Other things that need to be fixed. Readme to actually become a thing. Alright, officers has a readme. So, this is the command that you want to run. So what this command is doing is the first thing it takes is the Google Client ID. So to get the Google Client ID, you need to go to your fun little list thing. This is your Google Client ID. You copy paste this, and you'll put it right here. Yeah, I'm not very good with it. They're a little funky. That's the thing with the terminal. And then you want to change what port your API is running on here, so that way it knows where to look for the API. So this should work. Yes. Alright. So even though it says failed, that's okay. That always happens. Except sometimes. Sometimes that doesn't happen. But other times it does. So this one does actually start the server, it looks like. Maybe.
I thought it's just watching your files.
No. Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
did you go?
Did started?
There's
serve.
your readme.
Yeah. Alright. So some of the newer ones don't do that. Some of the newer ones are good and actually do everything at once. But for this one, we don't have that luxury. So we have to do npm start. Alright. So now we should, in theory, have events running at port 3000 at /events. And if this worked. Yeah. Alright. So this is the events page, and then the way this is going to work, since you seeded yourself in as the admin, you'll always be able to log in as whatever admin account you gave yourself with all privileges, because you are the super admin. But here's the caveat that always gets me. So since I specified it to be localhost in the Google Dev Console, I can't use 127.0.0.1. I have to use localhost, or it doesn't actually work.
And Google Dev Console doesn't like you putting in numbers, does it?
No, it doesn't like anything. Yeah. So now it worked. So make sure you say localhost, and then you have the events app. So next step. All right. Yeah. All right. So npm gulp new. All of our JavaScript gets built in the same way, which is actually pretty nice. Everything always requires npm install. Everything always requires gulp, and running gulp will build the app and serve it. That's gonna happen tonight probably. I'll make that happen because most of our apps, when you run gulp, it actually starts the server instead of having to need two terminals. Gulp will also actually rebuild all of your files every time you change something. So whenever you save, Gulp will rebuild all your files, and then you'll be able to refresh the page and you'll see it. If you want to know more about Gulp, I could probably give a talk on that, but I don't really want to go into too much now. So, but what does that mean for you? So, you can find an issue on GitHub, post it to GitHub, or just see an issue that's on GitHub. You can fix an issue. You can PR it. You leave your DCE in the comment. And if I approve your PR, you get a membership. Isn't that nice? Then we can all win the SSE. If you need help, you can always Slack me or find me in the lab. And one other thing. Most of you are not added to the groups that I'm abolishing at the end of the semester. So the correct way to work on one of our repositories is to click the fork button and then fork it into your own personal... Yes.
So, since presumably 8 or 10 people right now might go try to fix a bug, how do I know that I'm not working on the same bug that someone else has already started working on?
This is a good question. I will solve that solution right now. If you are currently working on a bug, make sure you put that on Slack.
What about commenting on the GitHub issue or comment on
Oh yeah, you can also comment on the GitHub issue and assign it to yourself if people have privileges to do that, which I don't think they do.
They can just comment
They can
on it.
comment.
Yeah, just comment on it and just check the issue before you work on it, because I don't think anybody has that privilege. And then when you want to merge this pull request in, you create a new pull request, and then bam, you'll be able to pull it in. Obviously, I haven't changed anything, so this isn't going to do anything.
You should have forked events, so we could just update the readme right now.
I could have done that right now, but that would be too much work. Alright, so that's pretty much all I was going to go over today. If anybody has any questions about additional things you want me to go over, that would be okay, because I can talk all day about this, but I didn't want to make this talk hours. Yes.
So you've explained our tech stack from front to back, but can you explain our design choices for the front end?
Yes, I can. Unfortunately not really, but yes, we can. Alright. What do you mean by that? Like our design choices, like...
Our graphic design choices.
Oh, no, I can't just explain that. I don't like it. That's an issue. If somebody wants to make our website look better, that will get you like 10 memberships.
So we've rewritten the website 3 times, but we have not changed how it looks throughout all of these rewrites. We have preserved its visual style through all of them.
Isn't it using Bootstrap 2 still?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you want to make the website look better, that's like 10 memberships. I'll give somebody 10 memberships for that. Yes.
If I want to make the website look better, how should I propose the changes I want to make to it?
So at least back when I was a freshman,
Yeah.
what I did when I proposed a couple changes was I actually just came up with some mock-ups, posted them in a GitHub issue, and asked for feedback.
Yeah. So do that.
That
So
way
do
Dory can
that.
Say no.
Yeah. Do that on Crazy Train. So the way this is gonna work is Crazy Train. Let me actually just go there. Crazy Train has this magic called includes. Right. I am right about this, I think. So yeah. Most of our website is reflective of what Crazy Train looks like. So these are the files that get included in Crazy Train. Crazy Train is our main website. So that's like this border and stuff. This is what? So if you want to make a change this first and then like post it somewhere, show it, and then I'll take a look at it. And if I like it, then I will help you incorporate that into every single other app, because it's going to take some effort, because this is not this, unfortunately. Because all of our apps are front-side React apps, each of them has to have this change too, which is super fun.
Question.
Yes.
You rewrite it as a modular React component, put it as a repo, and include it as dependency.
That would be a great idea. I like that idea. Yes.
Rebasing in forest on pull request?
What? Yeah.
pressure.
I don't want to. I
Don't
don't want
take
to
sides in this
anyway.
fight. Let developers do as they please.
But it's so much better. Alright. So yes. In case you were wondering what all of our front-end applications are actually looking like, 2 of them are written with React and Alt. Alt is terrible, so if someone wants to take it under themselves to rewrite it using Redux or something better than Alt, I'd be okay with that. And the rest of our applications use Redux. Redux is super nice and has super nice dev tools.
Why the obsession with rewriting things every year?
Because if we don't rewrite things, are we really software engineers?
If we didn't rewrite them, who would still know how to fix them later if we all
Yeah,
left?
that's the thing.
Yeah.
So
That's
that was
why
the
we
biggest problem
that's
when I
why
became
we
tech head. Kristen's like, Dylan, learn how the website works. Yes.
Is there a contributor's guide?
I just gave a contributor's guide.
That's an
Right.
issue that someone should make and put on GitHub for membership.
Like in the page corner.
Oh, do you mean a contributing.md? In
Or a
every
pull
repo?
request template or an issue template.
Alright, I can
All things that GitHub has.
Add a .github folder to every repo.
Is that what it's supposed to do?
You can put them all in .github instead of on the top
That's
level.
awful.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
You make them issues and all people do it.
Yeah, and then get membership. Yeah, this is easy. If I make issues and then you close all my issues, you get membership.
Here's the real question though. If
At
you
the
make the,
discretion of him.
here's the real question though. If you make the .github folder a submodule into another repo that just contains like shared information for that, does it work?
Does anybody have any other questions about our tech stack?